Hello everyone and welcome back to these awesome lessons. Hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season, enjoying the sunny weather, and let's enjoy our day with some maths, right? In this lesson we are going to look at volumes. First, let's take a look at the last one or two paragraphs and see what we remember from those. First, we will refresh parameter. What exactly did that mean? Well, let's look at the following example. We have this field with a width of 15 meters and a length of 20 meters. So if I ask you what is the parameter from this field, what do we have to do? What is the parameter? Well, parameter means you go around. So if we go around here, let's imagine we are a person standing right here where my pointer is, and we just walk around the field. Well, first we walk here. How far did we walk? Well, 15 meters. Then we'll walk to the right. How much meters more did we walk? 20 meters more. So we're now at 35. Well, we'll walk down here again. 15. Well, leaves us at 50. And then we'll walk this thing again until we're right at the beginning, which gives us 20 more meters. So in total, we're at 70 meters. That's all this is. You just calculate how much you need to go around. Just remember, you need the meters in this case. Could also be centimeters, but in this case it's meters we have to work with. Okay, well, second thing we have to refresh is the area. What does that mean? Well, look at the same picture again. And now I ask, what is the area? Well, the area isn't what you can walk when you go around, but is what fits on this area. So, for example, how many times does the chosen unit fit in the figure? Well, the chosen unit we have is meters. But every time we talk about area, it's not meters, but square meters, or meter to the power of 2. So what we have to do to find out what the area is we have to look at one block of 1 squared meter and see how many times it fits in this whole thing. Let's just place one block here. This is a 1 by 1 block, so it's 1 squared meter. How many times does this block fit in this row? Well, since it's just 1 meter, we know how many times does 1 meter fit in 20 meter? Well, 20 times. So we know this block fits 20 times in the top row. So now we have 20. Now all we have to do is see how many times this one fits in the width of this whole area. Well, this is still 1 meter, right? So how many times does this 1 meter fit into the 15 meter width of the field? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 times. So what we see is that 1 times 20, and that whole thing we have to multiply by 15 because of the width. So we calculate the area by doing 15 times 20, leaving us with 300 squared meters. Don't forget the power of 2 right after here. It's very important. It totally changes the answer. Alright, let's start with the new stuff. What about the volume? It works almost exactly the same as calculating the area, the only difference being a third side. So for example, you don't have plot figure, but you have a thing like this, a cuboid. Okay, so how do we calculate this one? Well, let's just start with those blocks again. We can calculate the area of the base, right? We know how we do that. It's 4 times 3. Leaves us with 12 squared centimeters. Care for the centimeters here. Okay. So now all that's left to do is again place those 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter blocks on this base area and see how many times it does fit in the height, because that's the third factor that comes. We had width and length, and now we have to calculate with the height too. So we have the 4 times 3 equals 12 for the base area, and now it fits a certain amount of times in the height of the figure. Well, since 1 centimeter fits 2 times in here, we have to multiply it by 2. Centimeters, very important. And now we see centimeter times centimeter equals squared centimeter. Well, what does centimeter times centimeter equal? It is 24 centimeter to the power of 3. That's very important. We now have cubes, cubical centimeters. I hope everyone understands this. Let's take an example. Yeah, well, this is how the figure looks. Let's quickly get away from that one. Calculate the volume. Okay. Well, let's start with the base area. We know how to do that, right? 4 times 4 equals 16 squared centimeters. Okay, now all that's left to do is multiply that by the amount of height we have. Well, again, times 4, leaving us with 64 cubic centimeters. There's not much more to it. Let's take an example that's a bit harder. Oh yeah, you can also do it in one step. 4 times 4 times 4. You don't have to calculate the base area first. It's just if you understand it better that way, do it like that way. If you like this one better, do it this way. What if the figure we get is a weird one? Like this. Okay, we see it's not an easy figure. We can't just do 15 times 12 times 8 or something, because then we would have the whole thing. What we can do, however, is split this figure into 2 simple to calculate cuboids. I see multiple cuboids. We could do this one and this one. But for this example, we take this one, so we split it here and calculate the bottom one and the top one. Well, we start with the upper cuboid. It has a height of 8 decimeters, a width of 8 decimeters, and a length of 8 decimeters. So the volume of this one is 8 times 8 times 8, leaving us with 512. Yeah. And we do decimeter times decimeter times decimeter, so it's to the power of 3. Don't forget this. 3. Okay. Now we only need this bottom one. So it's 8 times 15. And what is the height of this cuboid? It's not 12. We know the height of this one is 8. So what's left here is 12 minus 8 equals 4. So we do 8 times 15 times 4, leaving us with 1,260 cubic decimeters. Well, now we just add them together, leaving us with this number. It's as simple as that. You can just split figures and yeah, it's nothing more than that. Let's have a look at one more question, then we're done for the day. A cube has a volume of 1 cubic decimeter. How much centimeters, this will be important soon, are the ribs of the cube? Well, okay, what do we know about a cube? Well, we calculate its volume by doing the length times the width times the height. Okay, so length times width times height equals 1 cubic decimeter. Well, what number times the same number times the same number, since a cube has all the same ribs, equals 1? Well, there's only one number that does this. It's 1. 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. So we know the ribs are 1 decimeter. Looking at the question, they ask how much centimeter are the ribs of the cube. Well, 1 decimeter equals 10 centimeter. And that's the final answer. Well, what did we learn or did not learn, depending on me? We calculate the volume of a cube by first calculating the area of the base and then multiplying this number with the height. Remember, you can also do height times width times length, whatever you like best. Base area times height. Let up. Area means centimeter times centimeter, so you get squared centimeters. And volume means centimeter times centimeter times centimeter, giving you cubic centimeters. It's very important to know the difference because these will count as mistakes on your test. Hope you enjoyed the lesson and I'll see you soon.